Okay, this is the recording for the request Kaede X Mew, which was given to me by Saihara Shuichi on YouTube. I wish she was gay. I know I should be nervous about the killing game, but some odd reason, I'm not that worried about it. Because I mean, look at me. I'm the girl genius, Mew Aruma. There's no task I cannot face, and not any trial that will break me down. Shuichi, maybe we should just explore the school a bit more, because we went to the library yesterday. Let's spend some quality time with our classmates. Kaede's voice crept into the room, like a small and irritating bug. But I couldn't get mad at her. I hate to say it, but I think I have feelings for Kaede. Whenever I think of her, my face gets hot and I start to sweat. It's almost as if she can make me malfunction just by crossing my mind. God, I can be so smart with electronics and machinery, but with Kaede, I'm a motherfucking mess. Oh look, it's Mew, Kaede said. The moment the words entered my ears, I turned around to face them. I felt flustered, as well as a little jealous, seeing Shuichi standing so close to her. Oh hey, Kaede and Puichi, I said with a laugh, trying to laugh away the flustered feelings so I can have a somewhat normal conversation and maybe even tease them a little. It's Shuichi. Shuichi mumbled under his breath, but I honestly couldn't care less. So what are you up to, Kaede? Trying to go all the way with Puichi? Oh gee, that's why you're hanging out with him so much. I started laughing while Kaede just rolled her eyes. We were just finding some friends to hang out with today, but I'm feeling a bit parched, so we are going to head to the dining hall. Kaede smiled and blushed a bit. God, why am I such a loudmouth? I mean, Mew, shut the hell up. Ah, okay, I blurted out as she smiled and waved at me. See you. Oh, you've got it bad. I know that voice. Son of a bitch, little Kokichi. I said his name with a cold tone. It even surprised me by how intense it was. I almost wanted to laugh to cover it up. What do you want? I yelled, infuriated that he's deciding to tease me now. My thoughts are already tormenting me. I do not need this brat doing the same. Did you come here to fuck with me? Me? Fuck you? No, that's gross. I would never go down that path. He sighed, a bit tilting his head as if he was bored. I felt all of my nerves being stepped on, as this little prick is just being an asshole to me. I saw that little encounter you had with Kaede just now. My arms moved to fold over my chest. He put his hand on my shoulder before continuing. And I can tell that you have feelings for the girl. He consumed my face as my body flinched backwards. What? You think I, Mew Aruma, have feelings for Kaede? I whispered the last part, feeling like every ounce of my pride could be diminished in this one encounter. Well, I mean, you could always ask her out if you aren't a chicken, he laughed. Nishishi? Before he walked around me, making all sorts of chicken noises. I was just going to walk away from this, but his taunting was getting to me. So what if I like Kaede? It's not like she could fucking like me back, I said, already feeling my voice tremble. I shouldn't be getting so emotional. She and Shuichi are probably more than good friends, which is why I teased them so much. I just want to be Kaede's best friend, someone she talks to as much as him. I wish she was gay, at least a little bit. Kokichi noticed the tears and moved to take my hand. I was confused at this, but he was trying to wipe away my tears before they poured down my cheeks and stained my shirt. He seemed to be kinder at this moment. Is it only because I'm crying? Nah, this shithead would never be nice to me, unless he got something in return. Ah, right. He likes Shuichi. Oh, yes. If he gives me hell for this now, I will give him hell for that later. Hey, you don't know for sure she doesn't like you back. He moved us out to the courtyard and sat down, patting the grass next to him. I took the offer and sat next to him, moving to hold my knees close to my chest so I could just hide my face in my fortress behind my knees and arms. But she has Shuichi, and they just seem so perfect for each other. I sighed and let my body tremble a bit as I started to cry. I never really let myself get this emotional. And of all people, I didn't think it would be Kokichi. Fucking Oma comforting me. But I guess I should be grateful that he ended up taking me to a more secluded place so people wouldn't see me crying. I hate showing others my weak points, and I'm sure he knows that, because I can tell he feels the same way. But you don't know that. My beloved Shuichi could just be friends with Kaede. Shuichi does seem like the type to have a small group of close friends, while Kaede branches out more, he said, putting his hands in his lap. So don't just give up. If you want to have a chance with her, you have to persevere. Without trying, there is no doing. I raised my head out of my knees and looked over at him. I could have sworn he was being so mature just now, but then his smirk came back and he ruffled my hair. Hey, asshole, you can't just do that! I yelled before moving to do the same to him. After I was able to get back at him, I stood up. Well, do you at least feel a little better? Kokichi's teasing tone made me feel like he was patronizing me, but he was able to help me. Yeah, I guess you aren't completely a lying asshole all the time, I whispered, giving him a smile before he skipped away. Aruma's got a crush, Aruma's got a crush. He skipped and sang those lines over and over as he pranced around. I just put a hand on my forehead. Classic Kokichi. I worked in my lab most of the day because I didn't want to miss the opportunity to work on something to get my mind off Kaede. Kaede. No shit! I yelled, letting my wrench fall to the floor. No, 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 no! I held my hands to my cheeks and shook my head while Kaede began to fill my thoughts. Damn it, how do you make someone focused on a project fully focus on you in an instant? Is everything okay in here? I heard someone say over the noise. I moved up and saw that it was Kaede standing in the doorway. Duh, of course it is! I'm the freaking ultimate inventor! I smiled, trying to stay on the other side of my invention. It was taking up most of the table, so I can only see Kaede's face if I were to look over at her. Which I will not! It'll become a goddamn mess if that happens. Well, Shuichi ended up getting dragged away by Kokichi, and before Kokichi left, he said you were in your lab, so I decided to see if you needed any help. She smiled and made me break my unspoken oath not to look at her. Her smile was kind, and her intentions were sweet. She wants to help me with my invention. This is honestly the worst day of my life! What if I become a blubbering mess? What if she finds out? What if... So do you need any help? She asked again, now beside me, tapping on my shoulder. Sorry. I can use some help cleaning up. I was going to head to the dining hall for a snack because I'm done working on this for today. I knew that excuse would be more believable because it was starting to get later in the day. The sun was setting, making the sky fade into pretty colors. Alright, I'll get the broom, Kaede called out, moving over to get the broom by one of the couches. Monotaro usually comes around with Monofian to clean up after I'm done. But if this allows me to spend more time with Kaede and have a lesser chance of being a mess, then I'm all for it. Okay, I'll wipe off the tables, I said, moving to do the task I was assigned by myself. The lab looked so clean, and Kaede even organized some of the items on the shelves for me. Thank you, Kaede. Is there any way I can... I started, but she didn't say anything. She just smiled and grabbed my hand with a giggle and dragged me outside. What? I yelped before she stopped abruptly and made me fall in the grass. What the fuck was that? I asked, looking over at her. Oh, well, I love watching the sunset, so I decided that it's best to watch the sunset with a person who is special to you, she whispered as I looked over at her. She kept her gaze on the sky. So that's the real reason I came to find you. You seemed stressed about something, so I wanted to try to lighten your stress a bit. Her hands were both lying on either of her sides. I was lying next to her and felt her pinky finger touch mine. Does she want to hold hands? Would it be weird if I held her hand? I suddenly panicked as my face slowly became a darker shade of red. Can I handle holding such a pretty girl's hand? I whispered. Pretty girl? Kaede asked, looking over at me with a smile. Well, I meant to say... No, it's not worth lying about it. Just tell her. Never mind, I just said can I handle holding such a pretty girl's hand? I know this is probably making you uncomfortable and... She cut me off by pulling me into a hug on the grass. I felt accepted in that moment, and it wasn't a feeling I feel often, so I moved my arms around her to hold her as well. It's not making me uncomfortable. I've been thinking about my feelings for you for a while, and seeing you today, I know that I do like you, more than a friend. Her words made my heart soar. More than a friend? I whispered, pulling back to look her in the eyes, letting my hands move to hold onto hers. Maybe we should watch the sunset more often. Oh wait, Kaede said, while a smile crept onto her face. I have an MP3 player me and Shuichi found. She quickly grabbed it and held out an earbud for me to use. I smiled to myself and laid next to her again as the song played. This is Craig Armstrong playing the Glasgow Love theme on the piano. It's short, but a sweet song with a nice melody, she said softly as I looked up to the sky. It's a beautiful song, almost as beautiful as you. The words were lost in the moment, and knowing I get flustered flirting with someone I have feelings for, it's best that they were lost. Having Kaede there next to me made all the awkward moments I had trying to talk to her fade away, and in this moment, it was just Kaede and I. Me and Kaede, under the sky, as it fades into night, here we lie. Okay, this was a request by Saihara Shuichi on YouTube. Requests are always open. I know I say this all the time, but they are always open, so feel free to ask if you want a specific scenario written out, or I'm okay doing whatever. I don't do more sexual themes like schmut. I don't do those. But anything else, I am totally okay writing. Thank you for your request, and I hope you enjoyed. Until next time.